I'm Jonathan Park, Business Development Manager for H Scotland. This is a short introduction video to the version 1 plus version of our domestic kitchen space. So when we bring a group in here, and if you've seen the care home video, you'll have heard me explain that I'm a robot and I've got robot head, robot torso, and when we bring up to 4 or 5 other people into this space, they see themselves as robots and we see them as robots as well. So the first thing we do in this space is we look around and we ask the group, do we see anything in this room that may cause some challenges for somebody trying to live in this space that may have cognitive decline? And what we're ideally looking for is things like, pointing out that the floor is not very dementia friendly for a number of reasons. One, could this be like a mountain range to somebody with dementia, all ups and downs? Could it be someone could follow the arrows on this floor? Could people think they've dropped things when you see all these knots of wood? And there's always light and dark colours that could be perceived as steps. So a lot of things wrong with the floor. Not enough contrast in the kitchen, especially between the worktop and the units. And there's no labels, so somebody with dementia could come into this kitchen every morning and think, right, okay, this is like a brand new kitchen to me. I don't know where anything is. So lots of reasons why we want to make some amendments to this kitchen. Now, when we have our group in here to share this experience with us, there are a couple of things we can do to make a couple of points about how cognitive decline can affect us. So one is audio intrusion, where our ears hear noise, but our brains aren't processing those sounds correctly, and people can be unable to pick up on one particular noise amidst other noises. So what we can do is we tell a story to say, well, I'm your carer. I've come into the kitchen, and the first thing I want to do is I want to turn on the radio because I like some noise as I work. And then I need to boil a kettle for some lunch. So I can turn the kettle on, and you end up with and we asked the group, did you actually manage to hear what I was saying to you? And almost invariably they will say, no, I couldn't make you out, that was really frustrating. The other thing we do to try and explain about is to do with the risk factors that somebody trying to live with dementia could experience in this space. So here we have a big pot on the hob. So imagine I'm now the person with dementia. Now I can't see very well, so I'm going to use our low vision filter just to replicate me not being able to perceive things so clearly. I need to lift this pot off the hob and put it on the worktop. So I'm going to lift the pot, and as I try to put it down on the worktop, I can't really tell the difference between the colour of the pot, the worktop and the units, and before I know it, I've tried to put it on the worktop and I do that. So of course this is now a disaster. I've now got scalded feet, I've got food all over the floor, and my self-confidence evaporates. I can't live by myself. I'm a danger to myself and others. So that's just it works well because people standing around here in a group can see this with their own eyes. So what we want to do is we want to start creating a more dementia-friendly space. So the first thing we look at is the tap, which is obviously a scald hazard here because there's no obvious hot or cold on it. So me as the host, I can press a button on my controller to change the taps, and everybody will see these changes happen as I press the button. So we now have these traditional taps like so. The next change we make is to make this whole kitchen more dementia friendly and in regards to contrast. So press a button and now we have a highly contrasting worktop against the units. We have contrasting handles against the units. We have signage, we have glass panels, and we also have highly contrasting colour fridge freezer and kettle over here as well. So all these things can help to make this place more dementia friendly. Now the floor, as we've said already, is not very dementia friendly. So the next change is to create a nice plain, no trip hazards, no patterns, just a nice plain floor, which obviously is more dementia friendly. And if we come over to the exit door, you'll see that we now have a dark mat on the floor. And again, if I just add my filter, looking down at this mat, I can't actually see the back corners of this mat. So this, to me, could well easily be a big black hole on the floor. So we use this to also talk about this risk factor for somebody trying to live with dementia. The next thing we look at is our dining space over here. And if we look at, again, we'll just lower our perception. If I was to try and pick up this bowl, you can see how I potentially could miss this bowl and knock it off or spill it because I can't really see it very clearly. So we can simply apply our next dynamic change, and we now have our highly contrasting crockery on the table, like so. Now, what we've actually done by changing the colour of the floor is created a trip hazard with these seats, as they're now a very similar colour to the floor. So we can change up the colour of these seats, like so. So these are contrasting against the floor. And the last change we make is on the wall. Again, I'll just show you how you potentially cannot see the light switches on the wall if we can't see quite so clearly, and we know that our vision is affected by many forms of dementia. So our last change is to simply put some tape around the light switch, just to demonstrate how a simple, very simple, cost-effective change can make a big difference to the safety element of the space to make it a bit more dementia friendly. So just to recap, we're taking this modern domestic kitchen, which is not very dementia friendly, and after a number of changes like so, this now would be regarded as quite a dementia friendly kitchen, and people do appreciate just seeing these changes with their own eyes and seeing what simple changes they could potentially make in spaces where they have some control over, maybe for their mum or dad or for people they're caring for. So thank you for your time.